house comes on the market, they drop the price after a very short amount of time, they drop the price again, the house goes into escrow, falls out of escrow, goes back on the market, goes into escrow again, falls out of escrow again, the seller withdraws the listing, comes back on the market, and now we're in escrow again. That pretty much sums up our market right now. Hi, welcome to Invest with Jim, where you'll find real estate insights that no one else is sharing. I'm Jim. I am a real estate agent and investor here in Las Vegas. This is my monthly real estate market update where I look at the stats from the previous month. We analyze it, see what indicators there are so we can make a forecast for the coming months. First of all, let's look at the general market numbers. Inventory has gone down slightly. Sales have also gone down slightly. List price, sale prices went up very slightly. However, days on market continue to increase. Real estate is cyclical, and this is very common in the winter and holiday months. We are also seeing more and more homes withdrawn from the market. We had 1,400 withdrawn listings with an average days on market of 143 days, and then 181 of those came right back on the market. One thing you might also notice here is price reductions have decreased too, but I think that's just because there's less listings now. People have decided to take their home off the market since it's a slow season, it's the holidays. Real estate's just in lower demand during these months. So there are less sales overall, and that's obviously because there are less listings too, and there's lower buyer demand. That is expected for this time of year. Sellers who are not so urgent about selling have actually decided to take their home off the market right now, and they're probably going to put it back on the market next year sometime, hoping for better conditions, possibly lower interest rates, things like that. I found an example that I wanted to share with you. We're going to look at this property. It's in the southwest part of Las Vegas in 89148 in the Enterprise area. This came on the market on October 14th. Price was $460K. Only after 10 days, they reduced the price by $21,000 to $439K. And this is probably because there was no or low showings, at least. Definitely no offers, I'm guessing, on this, all right? So they dropped the price $21K, and then after another 2 weeks, they dropped it again to $415K. And at this time is when they must have received an offer and went under contract. For some reason, I'm not sure what, that escrow got canceled and the home came back onto the market and then went under contract yet again, and then it fell out of escrow once again, and that's when the seller decided to withdraw the listing. Very shortly after that, they came back on the market with no price adjustment and went into contract again very quickly. This is really how a lot of real estate's working right now. You get a home, you put it on the market, you adjust quickly based on your activity, and you will get results. If you're a serious seller, you do need to use this type of strategy or price realistically from the beginning. I even have a lot of buyers that have even found homes that they like, and when I ask them, hey, do you want to schedule a viewing of this property, they actually tell me, hey Jim, no, let's wait a few weeks first. I don't want to get into a bidding war. Let's see if it's still in the market after 3 weeks, which is actually a pretty good strategy, because if you see a house and you fall in love with it, now you've lost some of your leverage. But if you like a house and you wait a few weeks before you actually make a move on the house, now you have a little more leverage in negotiating. So now let's look at Las Vegas buy area. Summerlin continues to soften as all things are pretty much down across the board except days on market, which is up 11%. In Henderson, the inventory dropped a whole 20%, but we do see some modest increases in pricing there. I'm seeing the Northwest and the Southwest behaving very similar. And then finally, in North Las Vegas, there were much fewer listings as well too, but the pricing remains stable. And I think that's due to it being one of our more affordable markets here in Las Vegas. So let's look at the defaults now. So we're going to look at REOs or foreclosures and also short sales. We're still on pace, same as 2024. So I'm not seeing any real spikes or anything like that. That would indicate to me that I don't think there's a crash coming, or it's unlikely at this point. When we start seeing more foreclosures hit the market or more short sales hit the market, that might be a signal for that. But as of now, I'm not seeing it. So now we've looked at the numbers, we've analyzed them a little bit. So what is the real life application now that we have this knowledge? So if you're looking to buy right now, you definitely are in the driver's seat. You have the more leverage right now. You have a lot of inventory to choose from still. Despite the small decreases, you still have a lot of choices. You're definitely in the favorable position right now because we are in a buyer's market. The days on market is something that we always have to consider. I'm noticing when things are hitting 60, 90 days on the market, this is when you can start coming in with those aggressive offers, maybe 5, 10% below the list price, maybe even more depending on how it's priced. If it's just been sitting on the market, no movement, it's either the seller's not realistic or they're primed for a good aggressive offer from you. Or if you're noticing a house has been on the market, like the one that we referenced before, where we're seeing a lot of price reductions coming very frequently, that's another indicator that the seller is very motivated too. So if your criteria is a little more flexible and you really want that deal, it's out there for you. But if you're looking for something very, very specific, a perfect lot, a perfect school district, you might have a little less negotiability unless the perfect situation comes up for you. And I've been receiving some comments on these market updates. Why are you telling people it's a good time to buy a house right now? It's a terrible time to buy. I just want you guys to know that everyone's situation is different. Of course, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you don't have any money saved and you have bad credit, you definitely don't need to buy a house right now. But there are many people right now that are looking to buy a house. You could have been saving money for years now. You have your down payment ready. You've been working on your credit, or maybe you're growing your family. This might be a time for you, or you just got a promotion. You need to live closer to your work, or maybe your lease is expiring and the rents are going up and you're like, well, I might as well buy something at this point. There are a lot of people right now that have a lot of investments. Maybe they have too much money in the stock market, looking a little shaky. I know a lot of investors want to move assets or money to a tangible or a hard asset like real estate. There are people out there that have money, they want to build wealth. Real estate is still a great option for that. When I say these are good reasons to buy, I'm not saying for everybody. I'm just saying if you're looking to buy, this is a good time. For those who are looking to sell right now, it is a more challenging time as it's a buyer's market, but you have to consider this. There are a lot of people out there that really want to sell. Some people have thought about, maybe I take a home off the market. It's still slow season. I know I'm going to get a bunch of lowball offers. I don't want to be bothered during the holidays. That's fine. If you decide that you want to sell still, maybe in the next year or something like that, and hoping for more favorable market conditions, my question for you is, what are you going to do differently next year? Are you going to use the same agent? Are you going to use the same marketing photos? Are you going to use the same strategy in general? What I say is this: if you want different results, you might want to try something different. So if you want to maybe try a different agent, perhaps call me. I would love to tell you what my thoughts are on getting your home sold. I've sold many homes in 2025 too, so I understand this market. And on the personal side, in November, the team sponsored a one-piece tournament because our team member Keith is big in the community. That was a bunch of fun. We sponsored prizes. I actually went and checked out a comedy show with my team as well too. We went to watch Zhao Ying Summers. I saw her on Instagram and then she posted that she was here in Vegas. Show tickets were cheap. We checked it out. It was fun. And then I also went and checked out the UNLV Symphony this month. My son is in orchestra and that's one of his assignments. So we went and checked out the symphony. And then finally, of course, it's Thanksgiving. It's always a big week for me. Both my kids are born in this week actually too. So it was just a bunch of eating, eating, more family, what Thanksgiving is supposed to be, right? The bottom line is the market is still stable. Your advantage is going to come with working with an agent who's tracking these numbers, who understands the market, knows when to push and when to be patient. If you're looking to make a move before the end of the year, or you want to start thinking about a plan for 2026, call the number on the screen or book a consultation through the link in the description below. If this video was helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who will also benefit from it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.